Welcome to Windsor Park in Belfast for a little bit of history. It's almost 9 years to the day since the Northern Ireland women's team played here at the National Stadium. So much has changed since that. The side have made it through to a major tournament led by Kirsty McGuinness on her 50th cap this evening. Beautiful night, fantastic conditions. Vital that Northern Ireland make it 2 wins from 2 in their World Cup qualifying group. We're going to pause now for the anthems.
Ladies and gentlemen, please come standing for the national anthem of Northern Ireland.
A huge night for women's football here. A big crowd inside Windsor Park as well. Can Marissa Callahan and her teammates deliver when it matters once more? Let's have a look at the home side. Kenny Shields has made 4 changes to the team that defeated Luxembourg. 3 of them are in the back 4. Sarah McFadden is the only survivor. Furness and Callahan were in the score sheet on Friday night, while Kerry Beattie makes her first international start. She doesn't turn 19 until next week. The visitors stick with the same 11 that started against Austria. Zakakova scored the opener in that game, but it was one of just 2 efforts on goal in a heavy defeat. There's Kirsty McGuinness on cap number 50, has the skipper's armband, a proud moment for her. She'll be hoping to cap another milestone with one of her trademark goals. Alongside me is Gail Redmond. Gail, a massive night for the women's game here, given that they're playing back at Windsor Park for the first time at 9 years, but imperative that Kenny Shields' side leave here tonight with a victory.
Yes, without a doubt. I think you can hear the crowd, Thomas. It's just there's a real buzz in the atmosphere tonight, and the girls look focused, and I think we're in for a real treat.
Surprised at the changes?
Yes, especially because of they're all in the back line, but he feels confident enough that he has the players to make those changes, and hopefully they do well tonight.
Yes, Northern Ireland, in case you missed it, 4-0 winners against Luxembourg at Inver Park on Friday. A really disciplined performance, and in truth, 4-0 flattered Luxembourg. Northern Ireland had so many efforts on goal, 24 in all. Scored 4, missed a penalty as well. Were in complete control from start to finish. Jackie Burns, vital role at the back, in the back line. Great communicator, the goalkeeper. And it's going to be Kerry Beattie on her first international start to get the game underway. There's a real energy around the stadium with that sizable crowd. In excess of 3,000. Not sure of an exact number, but they've taken up the majority of the stand opposite the dugouts. And Beattie was the intended target of the throw-in. McDaniel, brave to find McCarron. Here is Furness. Straight away looks for Kirsty McGuinness. And Gail, that's the type of run that we're going to see time after time throughout the evening.
It is, and just unfortunately it was just overhit there, but you know, Kirsty looks focused, she looks ready, and on her 50th cap, you know, just be marvellous for her to get on the score sheet.
So much talk of that game 9 years ago, almost to the day against Belgium. It was a 2-0 defeat. Demi Vance played, Nadine Caldwell played, Kirsty McGuinness alongside Julie Nelson and Rachel Furness. So there are some survivors. Marissa Callahan wasn't involved that day, but has played here in the past. The only other competitive game was against France 2 years before that. Laura Rafferty finds McDaniel. Here's Marissa Callahan. They were watering the surface just before kickoff, so there's going to be certainly a zip off the turf here at IFA headquarters. Sweeping ball out towards Sevkova. Nice touch for Kerry Beattie, and then straight away the intended target was Kirsty McGuinness. Again, Mrs. Callahan's pass doesn't quite make it through to the tricky winger.
Yeah, just see the different style of Kenny Shields, you know, allowing their fullbacks to come inside, more inverted. And you see Lauren Wade just pulling out wide and trying to create a little bit of width.
Chloe McCarron loses out. Very unlike her normally. So secure on the ball. And she has a vital role to play just sitting in front of the back four.
She does, and I think everyone's just kind of, you know, getting their touch. There have been a couple of wayward passes, and just think that.
Oh, what a touch that is from Furness. McGuinness, trademark ball in towards Beattie. Well read by the goalkeeper. Vivodi was out quickly, and there's a glimpse of what this Northern Ireland team can do.
Yeah, you saw her first touch for Marissa Callahan's goal against Luxembourg, and you'll see it tonight again.
A little bit dithering at the back from McSoney. Mentioned that heavy loss, 8-1. Latvia were defeated in their opener against Austria. They did take the lead in the first quarter of an hour, but here they are in the attack at Windsor Park. 4 of the goals scored inside the final 11 minutes, so perhaps Latvia just tiring in the latter stages of that game. Northern Ireland in the top 50 in the world. Latvia just outside the top 100. Here's Beattie. Has looked really bright in the opening couple of minutes. Determined to take her opportunity. McGuinness wins a corner kick. Early goals have been a feature of this Northern Ireland side, and they've started in the front foot again tonight.
They really have, and you see the experience and the vision of Rachel Furness just to pick out Beattie, and that's what if she give her time on the ball, that's what she's going to be able to do.
And you can understand if there were a few nerves just as this first set piece is taken by Kirsty McGuinness. Sarah McFadden's an obvious target in the middle. Instead, it's short towards McDaniel. Wade arrives. Plenty of bodies still in the box. And here's McCarron. McFadden on the turn. Straight at the defender, but now it's back with Kirsty McGuinness. Bright opening from the home side. It's blocked and just loops over the goalkeeper and out of play for another corner kick. Mentioned they watered the surface before the game. You can see that in the early stage. It's very slippy out there.
You really
The
can.
ball's zipping about the place.
The goalkeeper really struggled to judge that ball after it bounced.
Demi Vance's time. You can hear Kenny Shields screaming, saying, move in the middle. There were a few intricate set-piece routines on Friday night. Looks like Demi Vance was considering another one. Just over the head of McFadden. And I thought that should have been a Northern Ireland corner kick, but it was a final touch from the centre half, McFadden. Here's another look at it. Yeah, it does look as if the final touch did come off Rokane. Sevkova plays her club football in Iceland alongside Zajkova. Quite a few of the players based domestically, though. That's what Gail was referring to a moment ago with Lauren Wade cutting inside. Has a go from distance. Wasn't far away. And I suppose with inverted wingers, that's a kind of effort you get on goal. And we know the quality Lauren Wade has cutting in on her left side.
Yeah, and it's just brilliant to see because she's got that range. It just this time just goes over the bar. But you should see more of that tonight. She's an intelligent footballer. She likes to come in, you know, from out the end.
Will the goal on Friday night have settled her?
I think so, because, you know, in the game on Friday night, it took a long time for the ball to go out to her. Now we're already seeing that she's in the game, and she'll be full of confidence.
Away by Burns. So reassuring in goal for Northern Ireland. It's a brilliant pass to try and pick out the run of Marissa Callahan. Tracked stride for stride by the centre half, Gurgel Delju.
And Jackie was just talking about how important the fans are for her. You know, when they were playing at Inver Park, we talk about her wonderful 2 saves, and she says, you know, I was able to keep my concentration because I could hear the fans talking to me. So I think that's the difference where these players, you know, during COVID, were playing in empty stadiums, and now they're getting to hear the green and white army cheering them on.
Well, they're going to have to get used to the big crowds, because this summer, of course, they're going to the European Championships. What an experience that's going to be in England this summer. Before that, though, they've got a World Cup qualifying campaign to get underway. Worked across to Sevkova, who's looked really bright in the early stages, isn't picked up, looks to find a teammate in the middle, but it was well read by McFadden. And Sevkova here in this near side has caused issues in the early stages. Something that Northern Ireland have to be wary of, because if there was one criticism against Luxembourg, it was the opportunities round the two, from the 2 wingers created, particularly in that first half, that could have caused trouble.
Yeah, and maybe the issue of just a wee bit of your shape, you know, when you're having your fullbacks, you know, come inside, there's space out wide. But I think remarkable for Sarah McFadden, both times the crosses have come in, she's been there, one headed away and one a real good defensive clearance, and she's going to be key for Northern Ireland tonight at the back. Playing
alongside Laura Rafferty. You always take for granted that Julie Nelson will be out there. I think everyone expected her to win cap 119 and equal Pat Jennings, but Kenny Shields elected to start her on the bench instead. And the manager was very honest, and he said he was going to try and use every single one of the outfield players in the squad. That's a big call when there are points up for grabs.
Yeah, and I think it's the trust that he has in the panel that he picks. And, you know, like you said before, you know, in all the Northern Ireland teams I've been part of, you know, playing and coaching, without Julie and Ashley Hutton, you know, you wouldn't really dare to think of it. And now he's got the quality coming through, and he's happy to rotate.
McCarran just seems so comfortable in that role. Demi Vance made a comeback after a long layoff with an ACL injury. Here is Furness, who was also out with that injury picked up in the playoff. It was again played in towards Beattie. It's a good ball and good movement in the middle from the striker. Gil, you know all about Kerry Beattie. It's been scoring for fun locally with their club Glentoran.
She really has, and I know Billy Clark is going to be watching the TV closely tonight from his hospital bed. We just wish him all the best, but he's raring for her to score a goal. You know, she's an informed striker, and like Kenny said, she was very unlucky on Friday night not to score.
Well, here's one of her teammates, Lauren Wade. I think Kerry Beattie is just going to let that run out of play for another corner kick. What will Northern Ireland have planned from this situation? Because they work so much in set pieces, it's going to be Kirsty McGuinness, I think, who comes across to take it. The skipper. Well, a couple of weeks ago, a Northern Ireland player wearing number 11 scored an absolute screamer on their 50th cap as it's lifted in. Furness was a target. Here's Demi Vance. Marissa Callahan. Lovely little bit of skill from Zykova. Yeah, Shane Ferguson, the player I was referring to a moment ago, with that stunning strike against Estonia to cap his half-century. Kirsty McGuinness has scored so many important goals of such high quality down through the years. There's a real feeling around the ground that she could pop up with another one this evening. Here's Vance. Sevkova cutting inside this time, but running straight into Furness. Lauren Wade scored that 4th international goal at Inver. Marissa Callahan also in the score sheet, as was Rachel Furness and Emily Wilson, of course. Waitan gets it away, and Sarah McFadden was being fouled despite winning the header. It's been all Northern Ireland in the opening 12.5 minutes. Haven't really worked the goalkeeper, though. Jackie Burns, so capable of the ball at her feet.
She certainly is.
McCarran.
The ball there that she played, Thomas, you know, you don't normally see her play as many as that, but in this big pitch tonight, you know, she's definitely could be utilised as being able to launch the attack.
I suppose that under Kenny Shields, Northern Ireland have flourished playing out from the back and playing little triangles. It's nice to have that in your armoury to be able to stick it over the top if needed.
It really is, and she's fully able, you know, to hit that big long ball, and in the pitch the size of Windsor tonight, it could be used.
Sevkova, no real support, just holds it up. Just one runner in the middle, Senberga. And that's a long, long way out and a long, long way wide from Mixone. This team, of course, on the most successful ever run of a Northern Ireland women's side. They've won their last 7 competitive games, scoring 23 goals, conceding just 4. The only matches they've lost were friendlies against England and Scotland. But in the latter half of the European Championship qualifying campaign, Kenny Shields' side were simply superb. It's his 17th game in charge, winning 7 of them. There is the Latvian boss, Romans Kavkovs. Furness. There's a run again. Does it make it through this time? Almost. Demi Vance stepped up, wins it back. Well, it was last-ditch defending from Latvia's point of view, and you can't really afford to do that with the likes of Rachel Furness and Kirsty McGuinness around. It's just a matter of time before they thread a ball through. Oh, so close. Almost a telepathic link up between those two players. Marissa Callahan, Beattie, Wade's in the middle. Pulled back towards Lauren Wade, didn't get enough on it. I think the defender, who was very, very brave, has hurt herself in the process. Again, it was down that left-hand side. Marissa Callahan this time. And Beattie's cut back. Well, I was asking a lot of Wade, but Chumani was brave in the challenge.
Yeah, Carrie Beattie just lifts her head there, tries to pick out Wade, and just didn't get the right connection, and unfortunately the defender come off worse.
So a little bit of a break in play.
Yeah,
let's talk about that crowd. Let's talk about this occasion, because Kenny Shields almost issued a rallying cry to Northern Ireland supporters. They've certainly come out their numbers.
Yes, he really has. He knows the magnitude of what supporters can do for his team, and you know, he said that the girls deserve it. You know, the journey that they've been on, you know, to play in the National Stadium and to have, you know, fans come out and support them, and for them to hear it. You know, sometimes when you're, you know, if it's the few crowd is there and it's a big stadium, it can get lost. But tonight their noise is definitely not lost. You can hear them. They're singing and they're really cheering the team on.
Well, next up's Wembley. Doesn't get much bigger than that, but it's been a long struggle to get back here to Windsor Park and play a senior international here. Chloe McCarran tireless in and around the middle of the pitch. Carrie Beattie closest to it. It's in. Picked up by Mixone and Sevkova. Bearing down in goal. Stopped by Burns again. The goalkeeper steps up when she's needed. Has it virtually nothing to do. But that was a real opportunity for Latvia to score the opener. We mentioned before that slight vulnerability down the two flanks, but on the counter-attack it's Lauren Wade at the other end. Tries to pull it back, Marissa Callahan. Beattie. McGuinness. Rachel Furness was steaming in, and her momentum just clattered in to the Latvian defender. But what a chance for the visitors. It's Sevkova once more.
It is, Thomas, and it's just not the player that you want to have free. You know, the system's just allowing a wee bit too much room for her just to be drifting into space, and the ball down the line to her was excellent. It was perfectly weighted, and again, Jackie Burns, when called upon, has come up really, really strong these last two games.
Such an experienced goalkeeper. Made her debut as a 16-year-old against Netherlands, was in a college scholarship in Tennessee, and was actually captain for the national championship game over there. Spent a lot of time in the States and back with Glentoran, but stepped up to ensure that Northern Ireland didn't go behind. Is that high from McCarran, the referee? Didn't signal a foul. I think it was accidental. Didn't award the free kick initially, and well, it was Chloe McCarran. Just clipped the ball off her face. Uncomfortable for Sedotova.
Yes, she certainly wasn't expecting that one.
Few boos. Fans feel it. Play could well have continued, but I think the referee perhaps had a fear that it was a head injury initially, and she's going to be okay to continue.
Yeah, it's something that you can't take a risk now. The officials, you know, if a player's holding their face or head, the play has to be stopped.
McCarran looks for McGuinness. The defensive headers put the right back under pressure. It's straight at Lauren Wade. Away at the second opportunity by Rokan. McCarran, good footwork. Referee plays advantage. And here is Wade once more. Three in the middle. Still Lauren Wade. Might have a go herself. Blocked by Rokan again. Back to Wade. Third opportunity. Nobody in the cutback, though, was gambling just in the edge of the 6-yard box.
Yeah, just unfortunate there. Rachel Furness and Marissa just both making the same run, and no one on that side to add a wee bit of support.
It's very, very open. So 20 minutes gone. Still scoreless at Windsor Park. And arguably the best opportunity falling to the visitors, even though Northern Ireland have dominated the bulk of possession. Furness. Laura Rafferty playing on the right side of the centre halves. Burns. Furness. Good movement from Beattie to come deep and collect. Back with the teenager. We had seen a lot of the ball. Seems to have the beating of the right back in it. Well, it's an unfortunate one from Northern Ireland's perspective, but I think Rokan can consider herself rather fortunate that that didn't end up in the back of her own net. Completely miscued the clearance.
And again, just the play before that, Thomas, the intricate passing in the midfield was really, really well timed.
McGuinness, can she get there? Just about. Tried to pull it back towards Beattie, and it's good defending from Rokan. Heavily involved in the last minute or so.
And we just talked about it from the last game, how important our wide players are. When Lauren Wade gets on the ball, Northern Ireland get excited, same as Kirsty McGuinness. You know, they get the ball, they're able to beat a player and then pulling it back in. I think that's where Northern Ireland will get a goal tonight.
Marissa Callahan shows really good strength and pulls it back to Furness. Only one thing on her mind. Here's Callahan. Space. A few half-hour appeals for a penalty, but Northern Ireland are going to have to make do with a corner kick instead. Drilled initially by Furness. The follow-up was then from Callahan. Almost everybody forward. We've passed the midway point of this first half. It's towards Furness. McCarran. And it was Lauren Wade back helping out the defensive unit. Final touch was off the winger, and it'll be a Latvian throw-in. What have you made of the first 23 minutes?
Yes, Thomas, I think it's been a good Northern Ireland performance to start off. Unfortunately, not as many clear-cut opportunities, like you said. You know, we haven't tested the goalkeeper enough, and you know, we've been a wee bit vulnerable down that right side. That I think Kenny will probably make some changes, you know, to tighten that up. But if Northern Ireland can get a goal before half-time, they'll definitely be beginning the happier of the two.
Well, the home side have an opportunity from this free kick. It's a decent position. Louise McDaniel and Kirsty McGuinness over the ball. Rafferty and McFadden both up from the back. Demi Vance also a threat in these kind of situations, as is Rachel Furness, of course. All very congested on the edge of the penalty area. 3 in the wall for Latvia. A little bit of jostling for position in the middle. Free kick eventually comes in from Kirsty McGuinness. It's towards the near post. Spilled by the goalkeeper. The follow-up is from McFadden. But Latvia survive. It was a clearance from, I think, one of the defenders right in the goal line.
I just saw Sarah McFadden just trying to create some space for herself. It was aimed for the near post.
Well, it was Rakan, I think, again. Bundled away. Visitors haven't looked particularly comfortable when that type of ball has been played into the box. Furness. Oh, it's a brilliant pass to pick out Kirsty McGuinness. Just ran out of space. You can see her frustration. Touch just let her down as it looked over her head. It happens very, very rarely.
And it was just an instinctive pass there from Rachel. First time, just pinged over the top. Not many players can play that pass, and Kirsty frustrated with herself that she didn't get a better first touch.
This is a rare Latvian attack. Committing players forward. They feel it was a free kick for the challenge on Feratova. And this will provide a little bit of respite for them. They've been pinned back in their own half for the majority of this game so far. Fell heavily, the midfielder. Nice net game on Friday that finished 8-1 to Austria. Latvia had just 2 shots on goal, scored with one of them. Austria had 35. Kenny Shields, almost 30 years in management now. Started his journey at Tovermore. Managed locally in the Irish League and in Scotland and at academy level in England as well. Was back with Derry City before taking up this post. It's been quite a turnaround in his 17th game in charge. Certainly concern over Feratova. Still receiving attention. There's Dean, Kenny's son, who's the manager of Dungannon Swifts locally in the men's game. Very much a double act at international level.
Not too many father-sons duos around, Thomas. It's lovely to see.
Not too many of them could agree on any managerial decisions.
You're not recommending it, is that what you're saying?
Well, it's worked for this team, and that's all that matters. As Rakan plays it deep. Little slip from Jackie Burns, but recovered well. The fans certainly looking to play their part every single time Northern Ireland on the ball, as you just see that slip once again. Supporters willing the home side forward. Here they are on the attack. Could fall for Kerry Beattie. Not quite. Here's McDaniel. Looping Everett well over the top.
And Louise McDaniel scored a very famous goal here, Thomas, in the Under-19 Championship. Northern Ireland's only goal. She'll maybe look to get on the score sheet again tonight.
You think she fancies making it a double after that famous goal? Laura Rafferty has endured a difficult enough time with injury, came back before the playoffs and has switched back to Southampton in England.
I think where it all began for her. She's come back to her old club.
She's heavily involved with soccer schools and stuff around that area, I think. Spent a bit of time at Brighton as well, which isn't too far away, and seems very comfortable in Southampton and getting her career back on track after a spell as well at Bristol City. Here is Rakan. Lifted in. Flicked on by Sevkova. And well behind is Jackie Burns, just cleans her studs after that slip a moment ago. So half an hour played. Not that many clear-cut opportunities, probably the best one falling to the visitors. Here's Furness. One back by Callahan. Furness again. Just lifted it forward, looking for Kirsty McGuinness. Fadden does really well on a couple of occasions because home side look a little bit exposed at the back again. Vance to McGuinness. Good pressure being put on by Demi Vance, and eventually it's hooked clear by Voitin. Good strength from Louise McDaniel. Got her body in the way and forced her opponent into conceding the free kick. McCarran took it quickly. Good fall for Marissa Callahan. Just Kerry Beattie in the middle. Nice interchange of passes. Here's McDaniel linking up with her clubmate Marissa Callahan. Back once again with McDaniel. One of the 4 changes for this game as Furness has a go at goal. Easily clear. Voitin. Nobody there in a white shirt. Rafferty. Looks like Northern Ireland just upping the tempo a little bit.
Yeah, and they've changed the shape slightly, Thomas, as well.
Beattie towards the near post and Callahan. Final touch was off the defender. Gergelescu. And you could just see 4 or 5 of the players coming over and having a conversation with Kenny Shields in that last stoppage and playing. As you say, Gil, there is a change in shape. Describe what's happening now out there.
Yeah, you see Rachel Furness, she's taken up a deeper role now, you know, in the midfield and trying to, you know, pick up the ball. You know, you see her off the dribble now, just trying to get a little bit more involved because in the pockets of space we couldn't find her. And Louise McDaniel's just come in right into the midfield.
Played towards the edge of the box. Lauren Wade thought about having a go, and well, there was a little bit of indecision initially. Didn't look too confident that having a strike, it just wouldn't sit down for it. It's a couple of efforts on goal from Lauren Wade. Again, it looked to be straight off the training ground. Rockan straight to Wade. Cleared by Tumani. Furness finds McGuinness. That's a really intelligent pass to try and pick out the run of Demi Vance. Well read though by Gergelescu. Vance didn't give up and wins it back. Perseverance from the Rangers player. Vance still continuing with the pressure, and well, that says it all about her work rate, doesn't it?
It really does, and you know, it tells a lot about how she's matured as a player, how fit she is now coming back from her rehab, and how she really loves to impact the game. And you see her quality there. It's probably the first time we've had a proper overlap from her fullback.
Here she is. With a cross, it's blocked. Another corner kick, and you can just hear moments like that, what it means to the crowd. It just perks them up a little bit, and you start to hear the chanting. Plenty of families here. Wade blocked once more. McFadden got there first, wins a free kick. Challenge came in from Lubina.
And Thomas, you have to say, as much as Northern Ireland have been super creative in all their set plays, the Latvian team have done their homework as well. You know, they've had 2 straight out over the ball. They've defended really well. They know who our danger players are, and you know, you have to hands up to them. They've done a really, really good job in all free kicks and corners so far.
Yeah, certainly Rachel Furness in there has been well marshalled so far by McSoney. Kenny Shieldside just trying to mix it up this time. McCarran. Looping cross comes from McGuinness. It's off the woodwork. It was McFadden, and it just wouldn't sit down for Laura Rafferty, who was right in the goal line. Closest either side have come to a goal. Brilliant delivery here from Kirsty McGuinness. McFadden simply wanted it more. Rose highest, and is unfortunate not to see that end up in the back of the net. Home side piling on the pressure. Here's Furness. Wasn't far away again. Back-to-back corners, and after, well, here's another look at that chance moments ago, Gail. How did that stay out?
Unbelievable. She rose so well, got good connection on it, and just unfortunately.
Another opportunity. Vance prodded it goalwards, and it's away by McSoney. Foul throw awarded. Rachel Furness didn't have 2 feet on the ground, but that's a really good period of pressure, isn't it?
It really has been, and you know, you can see that our quality in the air. You know, we're able to rise above the Latvian players, and just unfortunate that we haven't been able to have a true chance on target yet.
Here is McDaniel. Superb pass to pick out Lauren Waite, trying to get on that left foot. Back to McDaniel. Furness wants it. Vance, will she have a pop? Driven in low, and it was McDaniel trying to get on the end of it. Home side now have a stranglehold in this game, and a throw in deep in Latvian territory. Home side knocking on the door. Beatty. Just had to be wary on the counter-attack here as Furness comes across. Sevkova again. Stopped by McFadden, and that's a lot better. Covering challenge from Sarah McFadden.
Yes.
It's been really impressive so far.
She really has. She's been immense, and he'd say as much as the ball that we've had, that I feel that one of our best players.
It's an effort from distance. It's so ambitious, but wasn't going to catch out Jackie Burns. Great vision from McSoney to have the go initially. Callahan, flag stays down. I was almost caught in 2 minds there, Marissa Callahan, because Beatty and Wade were making a run through the middle, and it just opened up ahead of her. I think she felt it was worth having a go.
Yeah, seems to be a bit disappointed with herself with that effort. But that's just the wee tweak you see in the change of the shape that Kenny Shields asked the girls to play.
A few appeals for handball as Rafferty controlled it. Here is Furness. McDaniel. Was caught. Who's McDaniel? Very busy around midfield. 6th cap for the 21-year-old. Joined Cliftonville in the off-season alongside the McGuinness sisters. This is just an example of what she's been doing throughout the opening 39 minutes.
Yeah, she's very, very tidy on the ball. You know, she's got great skill, and you know, moving her into the middles, making a more of an impact.
Wade. Beatty just on the edge of the 6-yard box. Back to Rafferty. Now it's Furness. Vance has made a brilliant run and is picked out. But the cross is just slightly overhit. And out of play for a goal kick. Good idea, though. Earlier today, Austria were 6-0 winners away to North Macedonia. Next up for Northern Ireland in Group D, it's that trip to Wembley before Austria at home 3 days later. Then back-to-back games against North Macedonia. The feeling is that given England's quality, the 8th best side in the world, it's going to be a big ask to stop them topping the group. But Northern Ireland hoping to battle with Austria for that second berth, upsetting the odds once again. Marissa Callaghan can't get turned. Austria dithering in defence, but get it away. Only as far as McCarran. It's pretty scrappy at the back. Wade. Beattie has a little glance across. Marissa Callahan's there. Pulled back just between two players. McCarran has a pop, but doesn't add to her one international goal. That was against the Faroes towards the latter stages of the Euro campaign, but everything just apart from that final touch. Northern Ireland are doing the right things, but maybe just haven't been reaping the rewards so far.
Yeah, I think that's right. I think, as soon as they get it wide and they're picking their head up, it just doesn't seem to be falling in the right spots for them. You can see the frustration there of Kirsty McGuinness, and fortunately Carrie Beattie couldn't pick her out with the right pass.
Laura Rafferty just had a glance behind to see where Sevkova was. Nice touch from Feratova. Sikova. Well, Laura Rafferty thought that was a soft free kick, but the referee disagreed and awarded the set piece just outside the box. I think it was for a flailing arm. So right before half-time, some defending to do. Sevkova to take. Plenty of aerial threats in the middle. Senberg has been very quiet so far up top. Zygakova, another goal-scoring threat. There's a hush around Windsor Park. 2 in the wall in green. Sevkova lifts it into a decent position. McFadden got her head onto it and clashed with Burns. Danger still not away. McFadden again comes across, and well, Sarah McFadden hasn't put a foot wrong so far. Good pressure from Beattie. Wins it back. McGuinness, nobody's up ahead of her. Beattie's streaming through the middle. So too is McDaniel. Support arriving from Wade in this near side. Wade fizzed in. It was a missed kick that took it away from Beattie, but Furness is going to have a go on the outside of her foot. It was always going wide, and straight away just apologised to her teammates. Knew that even with all her experience, it was probably the wrong option.
Yeah, I think so. I think just in that final third, Northern Ireland just have to maybe show a little bit more experience. See that the free kick coming in. Sarah McFadden again, brave.
34 now, Sarah McFadden. Cap number 79. There's a reaction of the Latvian manager. Side of it, a couple of really good opportunities. Sevkova in particular forced a fine stop from Jackie Burns, but majority of the half has been spent on the edge of his own side's penalty area. No indication yet as to how much additional time is going to be played at the end of this first half. Vance. Referee waved away her appeals for a free kick, and well, it was McFadden who ended up catching the runner, McSoney, and I think McFadden could well be spoken to. Yet the brandish a card, the referee so far, and it is just a talking to.
Yeah, I think that's smart refereeing, just maybe giving her a wee quiet word to say, next one you're going in the book.
Dare I say it, familiar territory for Terry McFadden?
Yes, very much so. She's such an inspiration to so many people and a role model. You know, she's a young mum, her young daughter Harper. You know, she's able to balance that in a job and continuing to play for Northern Ireland, and so many people talk about it.
Originally from Balahi, has been in England for a number of years, and it's Rokan standing over this. And given the angle, Sevkova's just popped across to this near side, but yeah, well wide. When she was stepping up, I thought she looks like she's going to have a go here, but she can't. It's 45 yards out, but in the end, it sealed well wide, and that could well be the final action of this first half. Referee just playing out the final few seconds. Yet to see any indication as to how much additional time is going to be played. We had 1 or 2 stoppages for injuries, so Northern Ireland looking to try and create something before the interval. That ball's going to stop before it goes over the end line, and Kerry Beattie almost made the right back Voitan pay. Here is Furness. Sevkova, fuller running like she has been throughout the opening 45 minutes, but it's won back by Kirsty McGuinness. Opens up through the middle for Wade. Can Lauren Wade get there? Lauren Wade bearing down and goal past the goalkeeper and past the post. What a chance in the stroke of half-time. It was a brilliant through ball, and on her weaker right side, Lauren Wade, unfortunate not to see that nestle in the far corner.
Oh, Thomas, that was so close. And Kerry Beattie was just coming in the back post. You just see her as she comes into the shot here.
Well, tried to outwit the goalkeeper and squeeze it in the far corner. Just wide. But it's the closest the Northern Ireland have come to a goal, except for that effort from Sarah McFadden that ricocheted off the crossbar. And as play continues, Northern Ireland must have some defending to do.
They do, and you just see Sarah McFadden again, just so reliable. Just tracking back there, cleaning everything up.
So 2 big opportunities in the first half for Northern Ireland as a Swiss referee blows the half-time whistle. Latvia had an opportunity through Sevkova. And what's your overall assessment of the opening half?
Yeah, I think probably Latvia will go in maybe the happier of the two. You know, it's 0-0, so anytime you can restart the half and you're still in the game, they'll be happy. But for Northern Ireland, there's really good signs there. You know, I think that last attack with Lauren Wade shows Northern Ireland's intent, but we just need to hit the target now.
Jackie Burton's made that fine stop from Sevkova at the break at Windsor Park. It is Northern Ireland 0, Latvia 0. We'll be back with the second half very soon on the BBC iPlayer and BBC Sport Northern Ireland websites.
The game's planned out for Clara.
special welcome to Orange Rangers women's team. They're in attendance this evening. And first minor ladies here tonight to lend their support. Welcome to the Northern Ireland Street Soccer team. They're also here this evening to lend their support. Also a big warm welcome to our virtual mascots from Carrick Primary School, Lurgan. And a big round of applause for Kirsty McGuinness, who receives her 50th cap this evening. And finally, a big shout out to everybody here this evening from Staffline. And Tina says hi.
Welcome back to Windsor Park. I don't think there have been any changes at the break for either side. It's still scoreless in this World Cup qualifier between Northern Ireland and Latvia. Northern Ireland with a glorious opportunity just before the break when it fell to Lauren Wade. She lifted it over the goalkeeper, but her effort was just the wrong side of the post. Sarah McFadden also hitting the woodwork in the first half, but Sakova with the best effort on goal from Latvia's perspective. There's Vaivote, definitely the busier of the two goalkeepers, although Jackie Burns was very, very impressive. And Gail, in terms of changes at the break, do you expect anything, not personnel-wise, but tactically from Kenny Shield's side?
Yeah, I think he'll maybe, talk a little bit about how it's important that they don't get so easy access down that right side to us. A lot of times there's just so much space and a lot of freedom, and if we could just tighten that up, he'll address that issue.
Well, here's another early opportunity for the visitors. Broken up, and here is Furness. Marissa Callahan got a toe to it, but couldn't find a teammate. And it's back with Vance. McGuinness fizzed it into Marissa Callahan. Here's Kerry Beattie. McDaniel's the only player in the middle. McGuinness, the captain. Great run being made by Callahan, and it's just wide. It's that type of run we've seen her make time after time at both club and international level, picked out by McGuinness. And a positive start to the second half.
It really is. It's the first time ball again from Kirsty. She's able just to put that into the danger area. And the third man run by Marissa. Very, very unlucky.
Furness. McFadden to McGuinness. Ricochets off a couple of different bodies, and then it's Beattie who can't link up with Vance. Throw into Latvia deep in their own half. England comfortably winning against Luxembourg in tonight's others game. Austria were in action earlier and claimed 3 points against North Macedonia. So Northern Ireland need to start this campaign with 6 points from 6 from their 2 home games. Although, as we mentioned on Friday, to put it in context, Northern Ireland have won just twice in their last 2 qualifiers. Marissa Callahan followed up by McDaniel, and there is the goal. History has been made. That's the first time a Northern Ireland women's senior international has scored at Windsor Park. It was a scrappy build-up, but a fantastic finish from Louise McDaniel.
Thomas, we said it before, she has scored here at the under-19 tournament, and last time she shed a tear, and this time she's just smiling from ear to ear. Marissa Callahan nowhere to go, and she just put her right foot through it. Top corner. We'll see it probably in a better angle here. Comes onto the ball, and what a finish.
Brilliant from Louise McDaniel, who writes her name in the history books. After that strike in the under-19 tournament, she's done the same at senior level, and that is a goal that will be talked about for years to come. It's a goal that's put Northern Ireland ahead. I was just speaking about how important it was to start this campaign with 2 wins from 2. They're now in the driving seat. And after just 2 victories in their last 2 World Cup qualifying campaigns, they could be on course for 2 within the space of 4 days here. Still a long time to go, though. Sevkova, it's a wicked ball in. Nobody gambling in behind.
You know, we just talked about changes at halftime, you know, and a wee tweak of the system. We just saw it at the end of the first half, you know, how we went the back three and pushing Louise McDaniel's just further forward, closer to Kerry Beattie, and, you know, she gets her just rewards. And, you know, it's always nice when you get a start, when the manager puts faith in you, that you can thank him with a goal, and she's done that tonight.
McGuinness. Beattie's inside. Kirsty McGuinness might go herself. Went for power, but straight down the throat of the goalkeeper.
Yeah, you can see Beattie there just a little bit frustrated. Was in a good position, maybe just for a wee slip pass, but Kirsty scored from there before, so you can understand why she has the shot.
Well, you mentioned Louise McDaniel in the first half. That's her first international goal, one that she'll remember for a long, long time. One that Northern Ireland fans will remember for a long, long time. Sevkova. Senberger was very quiet in the first half. And after all action start to the second half, Northern Ireland in possession once more. Cross comes McFadden. Rafferty. Certainly brought the crowd to life as well.
It's always good to go to Windsor Park and see a goal, and hopefully there's a couple more in this half.
Can that prove to be the catalyst for more? Furness, Northern Ireland's record goal scorer. Here's Demi Vance. Looks for movement in the middle. Doesn't work out this time. And a change coming up for Latvia. Fedotova makes way. Valicheva. Just 6.5 minutes into this second half. Looks like she's going to go up top.
Yeah, it looks like for like. Thomas, we had talked about in the first half, she hasn't really got into the game, and maybe fresh legs up top will be helpful for Latvia.
Vance just guides that ball out of play. Well, the pressure was very much on this Northern Ireland side this evening. Given the venue, given the size of crowd, given the expectation levels. But they've risen to the occasion.
Sarah McFadden just happily going back, just encouraging Jackie Burns to take more space going forward.
Furness. Well, it's McDaniel who's sprinted through the middle. Now it's back with Rafferty. Those two games that were played here before, the matches against France and Belgium, Northern Ireland didn't manage to find a net. They've bettered that this evening. And hoping for all 3 points. Furness. Very different type of game to the one against Luxembourg. By this stage, that match was pretty much wrapped up. Next goal crucial.
Yeah, we're not really seeing Marissa Callahan as much in the attack. You know, Louise is kind of doing that, and Rachel Furness sitting in a deeper pocket. So it's going to be so important that you see Beattie's runs and McDaniel's runs.
McFadden. Northern Ireland have to be careful they don't sit too deep. Still a long, long way to go. Well, what will he be thinking?
Looks like he's encouraging his team to play higher up the pitch. Just move there, closer, maybe closing the gaps. There's a big gap from the midfield to the striker.
They have been a bit passive at times. But if they do play hard up the pitch, then there will be opportunities for Northern Ireland in behind. And having perhaps watched the game against Luxembourg and then shipped those 8 goals against Austria, you can understand why things might have been a little bit more cautious for this evening's game. Vance. Here is Furness. Picked up by Chloe McCarran. Broke nicely for Callahan, and it's crossed to the right-hand side. Sevkova. Little 1-2 played. McSoney involved. Lubina. A little bit further up the pitch in this second half. And that's an effort on goal from a long way out that Jackie Burns is happy enough just to guide wide. Northern Ireland will welcome chances like that as this match progresses from distance.
Yeah, I just think they need to carry a little bit more of the football when in possession. Don't give it away cheaply on a post there, down the right-hand side.
Just over half an hour remaining. If you're just joining us, the vital goal coming right at the start of the second half from Louise McDaniel. A wonderful strike from just inside the penalty area. Here she is on the ball once more. Wade. 3 or 4 green shirts in the middle. Furness. Lifts it in for Wade. Stooped to dive it just. Stooped for the diving header that was just over the top.
And again, that was such a good play. Just 1-2s all over the pitch. Dami Vance just playing it across. Rachel Furness looks up just inside. Just a little dink ball over the top with the run from outside the in by Lauren Wade. Diving header, and unfortunately she just couldn't hit the target.
Northern Ireland having a little bit of success with patient build-up followed by quick triangles of play, just like that one. The press works out. McDaniel. Marissa Callahan unaware of the presence of the Latvian midfielder behind her. And here is McFadden. Little bit of a mix-up between Rafferty and Burns. But guess who mops up? It's Sarah McFadden. Perfectly placed as per usual. There's a brilliant run being made from Wade. Pass was just a little bit behind her, but it's worked out for the Glentoran winger, and she wins a corner kick. So breakdown in communication between Rafferty and Burns.
Yeah, Rafferty she didn't get a wee scan first, before she received. She thought she knew where Burns was, and she'd already come off her line, and thankfully that player again, Sarah McFadden, been able to clean up things. And
Kenny Shield has made a couple of substitutions around the hour mark on Friday. Number of players warming up at the moment. Rebecca McKenna amongst them. McGuinness. Callahan. 2 players got in each other's way, and it was just wide from Marissa Callahan. Picked out brilliantly by McGuinness. Callahan had found space. I think it was actually Rachel Furness attacking the same kind of space. But you do get the feeling that if Northern Ireland are to get a second, it could well be from a set piece, because they've been looking really threatening throughout the evening from positions like that. Good pressure from Wade. Just a reminder, Northern Ireland aiming to win their 8th consecutive competitive game. Wade drilled towards the near post and palmed away.
that's so much better from Lauren Wade. coming in again on her strong left foot and making the keeper work. And you just see Kerry Beattie just looking for it here, but Wade takes a shot herself and gets it a little deflection, and the keeper does really well.
As we approach the hour mark, it's all Northern Ireland. There is going to be movement on the benches. Demi Vance rises for it, doesn't quite get there. Here's Furness. Can she pick out a teammate? It was Rafferty battling for it. Picked up by Sevkova. Good challenge by Lauren Mia. Sevkova has been a constant threat. There's one of the many girls teams here at Windsor Park. As we prepare for that switch, Rebecca McKenna about to enter the fray. Former Linfield player, of course. A real live wire on the right-hand side. Beattie. Good hold-up play. Callahan waits for support and wins the corner kick. I think it was Lauren Wade coming in at the back post, and the defender got across to divert it wide for yet another set piece. And here comes the substitution. On comes McKenna. Off comes Beattie. So that would suggest a different kind of shape. Kerry Beattie's evening is over. Skids off the hand of Furness. Well, let's have a look at how Northern Ireland are going to set up. You'd expect that McKenna will go to the right side of the fence. Rafferty, McFadden and Vance. Is it going to be a straight back four now?
It looks quite similar, yes.
Callahan. Another chance on goal. Can't hit the target though. Now it's time for a Latvian switch. Number 18, Valaka.
It looks like Marissa Callahan for us is just going into that traditional number 9 role up top, with Louise McDaniel just right underneath it, we've seen before, and a solid back four at the back there with McLaren and Furness in the middle, anchoring 2.
Well, it's Berga who comes off, a player who, as we mentioned before, hasn't had a great deal of an impact in the game. It's been a lonely night for the lone striker. Do you like that switch, putting Marissa Callahan further forward?
Well, you know, she'll hold up play and maybe bring the wide players into it a little bit more. You'll probably see now with the back four, you know, the McKenna and Vance now, you know, is overlapping fullbacks, you know, maybe getting into the attack in a more traditional format.
Here is the left back Vance on the ball right now. Still battling forward as Furness drilled it straight against the body of Louise McDaniel. McKenna scurrying across to keep it in play. Wins the throw-in. It's been a virtual ever-present Rebecca McKenna since forcing her way into the squad.
Yeah, everyone's very, very well able of what she can do defensively and in the attack.
McDaniel, the goal scorer, went down. Picked up by Latvia. No real urgency as they eventually move it forward into Sarah McFadden's path. Doesn't appear to be any more movement in the bench right now. We were just having a little glance down the sideline as Kirsty McInnes has an opportunity once more. Driven across goal, and on her 50th cap, the skipper for the night finds finds a net to score Northern Ireland's second. What a moment to savour for Kirsty McGuinness. It was written in the stars. A half-century of Northern Ireland appearances. And yet another goal. It's her 10th in the green shirt. Had options in the middle, but backed herself. And just like Shane Ferguson in Estonia, Northern Ireland's number 11 gets in the score sheet.
She certainly did, and the ball down the line by Marissa Callahan was just absolutely fantastic. To break the line, she had a look across, she went herself, and she buried it in the back post.
There's almost a sense of relief around Windsor Park as well, because at 1-0, Latvia were still very much in the game. It's not to say that it's over at 2, but the home side are very much in control. Cheeky little chip from Callahan.
Yeah, and you're just seeing the three Cliftonville girls combine, and they know each other so well there. Marissa just had the little shot, but it was the lead-up play there from Daniels, just knocked it back to McGuinness. And again, you know, they're just playing absolutely fantastic.
And just a word on Kirsty McGuinness, big night for her, skippering the side. Someone you've spoken about in the past about her importance to the local game.
Yeah, she really has. Every team that she plays for, she makes a massive impact, and she loves scoring goals.
Could well be another one here. Did that go to play? Assistant says no, but especially as the game gets stretched, Kirsty McGuinness will get opportunities in this left-hand side. Latvia are going to have to go for broke. As McFadden comes across to cover. Marissa Callahan. McDaniels in the middle, it won't count. The three Cliftonville players combining again. Kenny Shields isn't happy with the decision, but the flag was up pretty early on the far side.
Yeah, it was like she was trying to hold her run. Thomas there trying to stay on side, and she must have just drifted.
Well, I think Marissa Callahan was onside. That certainly looks to be significantly tighter than I initially thought.
But Thomas, I'm not sure if Latvia's got tired or the change in the formation with the solid, you know, flat back four and a 4-3-3 is just totally suited Northern Ireland. We're getting McGuinness on the ball now. We're able to find the pockets of space that McDaniel's been able to find and to pick out passes, and it's more of a comfortable Northern Ireland you're seeing now.
And McFadden has been key to that as Furness's foul.
Yeah, sometimes when Furness plays in a deeper role, you know, you don't have that presence or that target up front, but she's just so smart.
Frustration from the Latvians, and McSoney with that challenge. Past the midway point of this second half. Here's Vance. To Callahan. Vance continuing to run. No way past the defender, but puts sufficient pressure on Voitan. I think we may well be seeing Cara Hamilton at some stage. He's warming up fairly strenuously down there. Kenny Shee just having a glance. He said that he wanted to use as many players as possible. He's been true to his word so far. McKenna goes back to our goalkeeper, who had to be alert to come off our line, Jackie Burns. Callahan. Rockan alongside her. Marissa Callahan, a big fan favourites, heavily involved in coaching at girls level, and many of them are here this evening to see their coach star on the international stage.
Yeah, she's just does a fantastic job as a girls participation officer. She's a role model for many young aspiring footballers in Northern Ireland.
McCarran. twisting and turning. Very patient on the ball. Nice little 1-2 between Callahan and McKenna towards Furness. Was the kind of opportunity you expect her to bury.
She absolutely loves those, Thomas. You're right. She come onto that ball with such intent, and unfortunately she could just not get her head down to meet the ball and hit the target.
It's exactly what you get from Rebecca McKenna's arrival. That real energy in the right-hand side. And Rachel Furness, typical of her after scoring the goal and being so impressive and being involved in so much of the good work on Friday night. First thing she said afterwards was, I hit the penalty too well. You know, just that, I suppose, just that attitude that the top sportsmen and women have, that they don't perhaps remember the good times, they remember the things they can work on. And so unlucky to see her effort crash off the woodwork as Cara Milligan is going to come on. Number 15 has had her injury issues over the past couple of years, but is a really influential player within this squad. Name checked by Kenny Shields beforehand alongside Demi Vanson after all the hard work to get back from injury. She's back in the biggest stage of all. Her first touch. Rafferty. You get the impression that some of the Latvian heads are starting to go down, but for Northern Ireland that's not the case as Milligan goes on a charging run forward. Tries to pull it back towards McGuinness. Substitute almost having an instant impact. Furness. Ball just shifted away for her. She tried to get a strike on goal, so eager to try and add to that international tally of 32. Forced it a little bit.
She did, and advance there was wide. Maybe might have been a better option for her, but you see the impact that Cara Milligan can have, you know, off the dribble. She's powerful, she's quick, she's hungry to get on the ball.
Right on cue. Another dangerous cross. Furness. Difficult one for Latvia to try and defend it. That striking arm. Referee says no penalty. It may well have struck an arm, but under the new rules, as we look at it again, it's a poor touch, and the advice is that it's foul play, not poor play. And in that situation, the referee has deemed that whilst it did strike an arm, it was because of the touch initially. So
I think she got it spot on there. Would have been very, very harsh.
Marissa Callahan, Furness. Yet another chance.
And it's the person that you just totally wanted to fall to in that position.
Straight at the goalkeeper, though. And you get the impression that Rachel Furness is going to be more determined than ever to get in the score sheet after having a couple of really good opportunities. Won't want to miss out on scoring in this historic night for the women's game. Sarah McFadden, the risk of repeating myself, has not put a foot wrong. Right from the word go, has led by example, has marshalled that back line, and you can understand why, after changing 3 of the back 4, Sarah McFadden stayed in that defensive unit.
Yeah, she's just got so much quality, so much leadership, very unassuming character. so popular within the team.
McCarran unable to find McDaniel. One back though by McGuinness. McDaniel. Callahan's in the middle. Can she get there? Almost. It was Rockhan with a fine defensive clearance tracking back. She's been the standout defender from Latvia's point of view. Milligan was also making ground at the back post. McDaniel again involved though after that stunning opener. Supporters want more goals. Hosts looking to oblige. Vance. McFadden. Well, she certainly deserves a goal.
She does, and again there was a deep cross by Vance. Just put it into the back area, and those two people lurking, Furness and McFadden, and very, very unlucky not to get that one on the target.
15 minutes to go. Northern Ireland 15 minutes away from starting their campaign with back-to-back wins. Vance. To Kirsty McGuinness, the captain, on her 50th appearance. McDaniel wins it back. Tigerish in the tackle. To Furness. McKenna has Milligan outside. Instead elects to play it back to McCarran. This is when Northern Ireland have been at their best, stringing a series of passes together before making it towards the danger area, and it was a little bit too intricate in the end, right in the edge of the penalty area.
Yeah, Thomas, and what you're saying is when you play with Northern Ireland right now, there's so much room for the midfielders to come through and making those runs, and you know, you're seeing the likes of McDaniel, you're seeing Furness all get on the ball, and now even Demi Vance in an advanced position, been able to get into the attack.
Oh, lovely touch. Did that strike an arm? I think it's going to be a throw-in instead. Well, Demi Vance was one of the players who was involved all those years ago in that game against Belgium. 9 years since the national women's side last played here at Windsor Park. They're certainly making up for lost time this evening. And as we approach the final 10 minutes, we'll feel that there are yet more goals in this game. Great ball in. Finish from Marissa Callahan. One of the other senior members of the squad steps up. 3-0, 3 points secured. A perfect start to the qualifying campaign for Kenny Shields' side.
And it's the quality of the cross that you're seeing here for Demi Vance, just to put it right in the perfect area for Marissa Callahan just to come on to it, and it was sublime.
An 8th straight win as Northern Ireland's number 8 scores from close range. It wasn't a conventional finish, but she won't care. All of the supporters that came to see her involved in the Shooting Stars programme, speaking to Sophie before the game, and she was so excited to see her coach in action at the National Stadium. Well, she's watched her coach score a goal. And Northern Ireland are going to win this game, but can they provide yet more fireworks in the final few minutes? They've got a free kick in a very dangerous position. Latvia half tired, conceded those 4 goals late on against Austria, and it's very much backs against the walls now going into the last few moments of this game.
It's been so good, Thomas, just to be able to see the fitness levels now of Northern Ireland players. You know that in the last 10-15 minutes, that's when they're scoring a large majority of their goals, because they're fitter than their opponents and they're hungrier. And you can see that Kenny Shields has the ability now off the bench just to be able to mix things up and keep that tempo high.
Everyone's looking to get on it in the act. 6 Northern Ireland players in the line in and around the penalty spot. Everybody for Latvia is back in their own box. Taken short, it's Milligan. Well defended in the end, but only as far as Rebecca McKenna. She's forced back to Burns. Vance had gambled in behind, but Burns' clearance didn't quite make it that far. Jackie Burns comes out and collects. It was Sevkova trying to nip in and get in the end of the cross. But Burns wasting no time at all and finding Milligan. Back with the substitute. Has a goal scorer, Callahan, just outside her. Milligan and Callahan have linked up brilliantly on that right side as Kirsty McGuinness gets her. Callahan took a deflection, went wide, and it is a penalty. The appeal came from Callahan, and it's going to be a Northern Ireland spot kick and a yellow card for the defender. It is going to be Rachel Furness again from the spot. Looked harsh, didn't it?
It really did there. She did turn her back, and unfortunately...
It's not dissimilar from the one on Friday night, though. Rachel Furness will be hoping there's a different result, though. Having missed that spot kick at Larne. Can Northern Ireland's record goal scorer make it 4? Here she comes. Furnish finishes brilliantly. Rachel, the record holder, in front of all those fans. When the pressure's been on this historic night, Northern Ireland have delivered.
She just puts it right in the corner. Thomas, no keeper saving that one. And isn't it good to see she's the fans' favourite as well? The crowd is going absolutely nuts, and she'll be so glad to make Friday night's mishap, correct here on Tuesday night.
Goal number 33, a 4-0 win on Friday, 4 up right now. And there's going to be a trio of substitutions. Laura Rafferty comes off as Kelsey Burrows walks on to the turf at Windsor Park. Ciara Watling as well.
Triple substitution for Northern Ireland. Firstly going off number 17, Laura Rafferty.
Is about to come on.
Number 13, Kelsey Burrows.
As is Danielle Maxwell. So Furness and McGuinness make way. 2 of the goal scorers, 2 of the senior statesmen. 2 players who will certainly remember this night.
Absolutely, and Rachel Furness wanted to join the party and get that goal, and so happy for Kirsty McGuinness on her 50th cap. What a performance that she's put in tonight to get a goal and to be captain of the team is just absolutely fantastic for her.
And
credit to Kenny Shields and his management team, because 0-0 at half time. A couple of opportunities in the first half, most notably through McFadden and Wade, but they've really stepped it up in the second 45.
They really have, and he's tweaked a few things. He's recognised the areas where, you know, he could probably have a bigger impact in the game, and it's worked. And if there's one word I could sum up Kenny Shields, it's brave. He's a brave manager in who he picks. He's brave in the style of football that he plays, and the girls are totally playing for him.
Maxwell. McCarran kept in play by Maxwell. 6 minutes to go. Can Northern Ireland find a fifth? Turning on the style in front of the big home support. Is Latvia going a rare attack? Certainly the defensive unit will be determined to get another clean sheet. As Rebecca McKenna gets away from Sakova. Good strength though from the winger. Go win it back. Nice footwork as well. Battling with McKenna. But Watling's across helping out. 5 minutes to go. Frustrating night for Latvia. And I know we probably say it in every single time we cover a game, but when you look at the results down through the years, you look at some of the performances, and you look at the bad times, this squad just get better and better with victory after victory and 8 successive European Championships coming up this summer. There's so much to be excited about this group of players.
There really are, Thomas, and I think it's brilliant for the ones that have stuck at it. You know, the names that you've mentioned that were here, you know, 9 years ago playing against Belgium, and again, I can't talk highly enough of them. You know, they stuck it out. They're the ones that, you know, through the good times and the bad, they're still willing to put on the green and white jersey, and now they're really getting the experience at a fantastic night at Windsor Park.
Good running and perseverance from Maxwell as it's going to be a throw into Northern Ireland. I think the Latvian defender Chumani was caught in the process and is hurt, but it was all about momentum after making it through to the Euros. There's going to be so much excitement this summer. Draw takes place at the end of next month. The Euros, of course, taking place in England in July of this year. It's going to be a star-studded affair. These girls are going to be in the spotlight. The squad is going to be in the spotlight. Games, of course, taking place at the likes of Old Trafford and Wembley, amongst other grounds. But to shift the focus towards the World Cup qualifying campaign and start in the way they have, how impressed have you been with the way this group of players have handled the expectation over the last 4 days and 2 games that they were favourites for, which hasn't happened a lot down through the years?
Yeah, you said it's momentum, but it's maturity. You know, each player know that they have to perform each time they're given an opportunity, because their place is going to be at stake. There's so many young players coming through. There's so many players that want to play for Northern Ireland. They're willing to sacrifice everything. So it's continuing on that consistency. And Kenny's showing again faith in so many of his players tonight, and how he's given everyone an opportunity.
He must be extremely proud of his side's performance, particularly in this second half. And particularly at this stadium. So much was made about the venue as opposed to the actual opponents this evening. It was almost taken as a formality, but Latvia were determined to spoil the party and had a really big chance in the first half. Since then, though, it's been all Northern Ireland. The substitutes have played their part. Karen Milligan has been really bright since coming on, as another yellow card is shown. And now it's about competition for those places, and there's a big game coming up at Wembley. Everyone will want to be involved, and the likes of Simone McGill, of course, coming back in the squad. You've got 3 or 4 other players who weren't fit enough for this trip, but will be looking to force their way into Kenny Shields' plans. So much to be positive about around this squad. Can they finish in a high? McKenna. It's McCarran who's been central to everything good over the past 4 days. Watling. Everybody's flooding forward. Demi Vance. Well taken by the goalkeeper, Vojvodin.
Yeah, you just see Demi Vance again getting forward, and we know what she can do with that left foot of hers. She just puts it into that area again, and you see Marissa Callahan coming through, and this time the goalkeeper reads it.
So it's going to be 8 wins in a row, 27 goals, conceding 4. So much is made about the likes of Rachel Furness and Marissa Callahan. How good defensively have Northern Ireland been over the past number of months in those competitive games? Take away the England match, but that has been the real basis of their success. What do you like about the way Kenny Shields sets up defensively?
Yeah, I said before, you know, he's very brave. You know, he's willing to play a flat back 4. He's willing to play inverted fullbacks. And tonight we've seen 3 at the back tonight. So he's willing to change it up. He wants his players to be comfortable on the ball. You can see that they're brave. They want to play out in the back. And again, I think you have to talk about Jacqueline Burns. You know, she's just been absolutely tremendous. She's a rock back there. She gives everybody confidence. You know, she gives instruction. And with the ball at her feet as well as a goalkeeper, she's fantastic.
Well, there was a board raised with 6 minutes on it. I'm not sure if there's going to be that much injury time. I think they're just clarifying that right now, but I don't think the Northern Ireland players want this night to end. It's certainly been an occasion to savour for the likes of Rebecca McKenna and her teammates. Latvia are going to make another substitution, so it's 4, I think, that they've made in a row. 5 minutes as the board goes up. His captain's armband hadn't been transferred across. That's what the delay was. And eventually we will get back underway. Tougher challenges to come, of course. England and Austria in particular, and those back-to-back games against North Macedonia. But Northern Ireland have given themselves a chance looking forward to the rest of this campaign. It was imperative that they finished with 6 points from these 2 games at home, and they've done it in style. Risky defending from Rokan. Great pressure as well from Maxwell, as Watling pins back the defender deep in their own half. This kind of sums up Northern Ireland. Substitute, determined to make an impact.
It really does, Thomas. Again, you know, Danielle wants to take her opportunities. Faith that Kenny's put in her, and you're seeing that, wanting to get on the ball.
McKenna pulls it back to Marissa Callahan. Good stop from the goalkeeper. That would have been the icing on the cake. Here is Vance. As we look at the replay of that Marissa Callahan effort a moment ago, Northern Ireland are still on the attack. It's broken up and cleaned up by McFadden. McCarran. Milligan just hogging that sideline, gets her head up. Callahan, left foot, just skids wide. 2 opportunities in quick succession for Marissa Callahan, who I'm pretty sure is enjoying herself out there.
Again, you just see Cara Milligan going past people with ease, and Marissa just didn't really get to wrap her foot around that one.
Turned 36 recently.
There's a wee bit
66th international cap.
There's a wee bit of banter in our WhatsApp group. She was getting called like fine wine, just getting better with age. Someone did say she was like Andre Pirlo with her first touch the other night at Inver Park.
Well, she's certainly still producing the goods. When you look at the goal against Luxembourg, just lifted over the keeper, and then maybe not as classy a finish this evening, but they all count the same.
Certainly do.
has a captain's armband on after Kirsty McGuinness left the pitch. Nice gesture to give McGuinness the armband on a night like this. And here is Callahan on the ball, gets her head up. It's going to be a corner kick, and there will be time for it to be taken. Chance after chance has been relentless from the home side. Demi Vance looking for movement. Callahan's taking up position just on the edge of the 6-yard box. It is headed goalwards. It's Watling, but it was always sailing wide. And you suspect that that is going to be the final opportunity in what has been an electrifying second half. Northern Ireland had it all to do, score us at the break. They rejigged the system and racked up the goals. As a referee brings the close to a famous night for the Northern Ireland women's team. History makers in qualification, and they've broken new ground. The first game at a redeveloped Windsor Park. They have certainly produced the goods at the National Stadium. Marissa Callahan amongst the goal scorers for Kenny Shields' side. Back-to-back victories, back-to-back 4-0 wins. Job done, Gail. Can't ask for more than that if you're the manager.
You can't, and you can't ask for more as a player when you're hearing Sweet Caroline being played at the very end and winning 4-0, clean sheet, and job done, and 3 points again on the board, which just continues their momentum, get into the next big game in Wembley against England.
And this is an important moment as well, standing in front of the stands, saying thank you to all those supporters who've come out to see them.
Absolutely, and again, they've had to play so many games behind closed doors when they were doing really well and qualifying for the Euros, and now they get to appreciate, fans being there and cheering them on.
Did you think moments like this would come so quickly?
Not at all, and nor did these players, and I think that's why they're just relishing the moment. They remember the hard times, and now they're getting to experience the good.
Rachel Furness, as always, central to the party. What for you has stood out over the past 2 games, apart from the obvious score lines, but what do you think that this group of players will take from those 2 victories?
Well, they'll just take the confidence of winning again, because winning breeds winning, and that feeling again of not conceding. But I think for Kenny Shields, Thomas, he's been able to show the depth of the squad that he has. He trusts every single player that he picks. He's willing to give them an opportunity.
Was it important to do that over these 2 games? Give almost every outfield player game time. I think he actually managed to give every outfield player game time. Sentiment is something we don't normally see at the highest level, but it's something he was able to do to keep that squad together over the past 2 games.
Yes, because it's about trust, and he understands his players, and he picks them on merit, and he says that he trusts them, and if he's willing to trust them, he puts them on the pitch, and I think it's a testimony to his bravery as a coach.
It's been 9 years, Gail. I don't think it's going to be another 9 years before this group of players is back here. Put in context the significance of a night like this and at a venue like this.
It really is, and I think it's going to prepare them for Wembley, you know what I mean, to be in a big stadium, to be with the crowd. And again, we just love to see more people. Next time it Windsor Park, instead of 4,000 people, why don't we try for 8? And that would be a really, really amazing feeling for those girls.
Plenty of memories for those players, plenty of memories for those supporters as well. It's great to see so many families here, so many young girls here dreaming of growing up to be like Rachel Furness and Ciara Watling. A lap of honour for the Northern Ireland players after a 4-0 win. Julie Nelson didn't get on the pitch this evening. Cap number 119 is going to have to wait. May well be awarded at Wembley. What a story that would be for the defender. And those games against Austria and England, they're going to be massive challenges. But you get the impression that this group of players won't fear that challenge.
No, I think they'll go out with a game plan knowing that they want to be able to score a goal. They know the importance it's going to be defensively tight. And again, you see the flexibility that Kenny Shields has shown as a manager, that he's willing to play 3 at the back, sometimes 4. And he's going to need that because they faced England before. They did take a heavy defeat, and they're going to have to rely on a lot of that experience.
You've spoken a lot about some of the older players, the likes of Marissa and Rachel and Sarah and Demi Vance and Kirsty McGuinness on a fantastic night for her personally. But you then reflect in the likes of Kerry Beattie, of Rebecca McKenna, of Jackie Burns as well. This could be the norm for them rather than a one-off. That much must be a fantastic thing to look forward to for anybody involved in the women's game here.
It really is, Thomas, and that's what's encouraging. You just see Kirsty McGuinness talking to her mum there and her young sister around as well. And again, for the ball girls, it's part of our excellent programme to be able to see them as role models and want to aspire to play on the pitch like they have done and get careers in football is so exciting.
Did you ever think you'd see moments like this? Young girls crowding around a Northern Ireland player for signatures. Boys and girls crowding around, looking for selfies, looking for photographs, looking for little mementos from a night like this.
Thomas, you always wished as a player that you would get the kind of same support as the men get. We know how important the Gawa fans are to the men when they play at Windsor Park, and we need the same atmosphere here. You know, these girls, the quality's there. You've seen 4 goals. And we just need more support and more people to come through the gates.
2 clean sheets as well. That will arguably please the manager even more than the exploits at the other end of the pitch.
Definitely, Thomas, definitely. And again, it's just so good to see, 2 sisters there, the McGuinness sisters, been able to play together for Northern Ireland, regular players for St Paul's, their Gaelic team. And it just shows the diversity within Northern Ireland now. And it's brilliant to see.
And written in the stars, I mean, you called it before, I think, when you walked up. We all just expected Kirsty McGuinness to score a night like this. It says a lot about the expectation levels. How much more can she bring as she maybe ages towards 100 caps, let's just say? She's only 26, but you forget she's been around the international stage for a long, long time.
She really has, and she's super talented. The likes of her, in fairness, I've got a lot of accolades because they've scored a lot of goals, and you're just hoping that Beattie and Wilson, they see that as well, that they aspire to, to score as many goals and be able to make an impact like Kirsty has over the years.
And just to remember, I mentioned it a couple of times in commentary, Northern Ireland had won just 2 World Cup qualifiers over the past 2 campaigns. They finished second bottom of the group on both of those occasions, drawn with countries like the Faroe Islands. Now they're mixing it with the likes of Austria and England, joint top of Group D. This squad have come so far in such a short space of time. They're preparing for their first ever major tournament this summer, as there are countless selfies being taken at Windsor Park. There's Tony Lee Finnegan in the background, just in a training kit. She is felt will play a big part in the international game in years to come. But Gail, let's look back on this evening and all of that goal-scoring action as Sarah McFadden enjoys these moments, and look back at some of the highlights of this game overall, because there were plenty from a Northern Ireland point of view.
Yeah, we just see here, Thomas, the opportunities that come Rachel Furness's way. She looks up.
Marissa Callahan heavily involved throughout the night. It's blocked. It was scrappy, but there was nothing scrappy about that finish from Louise McDaniel, the history maker, the first Northern Ireland women's international senior player to score at the National Stadium. Nice time to hit your first international goal.
It really is, and again, her being in an advanced role, it suits her better, because she's an attacking, creative midfielder. She just comes on to it and she puts it in the top corner, and it's really a marvellous finish.
It eased a little bit of the tension as well, because up until that point it had been all about the venue. There was a big crowd, but Northern Ireland hadn't found a goal. That set them on their way, and the goals just kept on coming. Callahan again involved, found Kirsty McGuinness on her 50th cap. And how many times have we seen her score goals like that? The Cliftonville player linking up with her club mate. fired it across the goalkeeper. And on a night to remember, the skipper was on the score sheet.
And it was all about the first touch there, wasn't it? You know, she was frustrated in the first half that she didn't get a great first touch. She gives the keeper the eyes and she puts it so close to the post. And what a finish.
The celebrations kept on coming for those fans and for Kirsty McGuinness and company as the half went on. Marissa Callahan, who scored, of course, on Friday night with that lovely lob.
And this is such a well-worked goal, you know, from one side of the pitch to the other. And again, the quality that Demi Vance brings to the team with her crossing ability. Marissa Callahan just had to run onto it. Perfect timing, perfect weighted pass. And that made it 3-0, Thomas.
Yes, Marissa Callahan bundling it over from close range. That was a third that secured all 3 points, but the attacks kept on coming. And it was another of the senior players who popped up with a fourth. Had 4 or 5 really good chances, but eventually it was from the penalty spot that Rachel Furness was given the opportunity to score Northern Ireland's fourth. It came about from a Marissa Callahan shot that we're about to see. A bit of a harsh decision, it has to be said, but the referee from Switzerland had no hesitation pointing to the spot. As we look at the handball incident, the defender just turning her back on play.
Yeah, Thomas, everything you're told not to do as a defender, you have to be brave, you have to face the play, and when you turn your back, then your arms come away from your body, and unfortunately there.
Missed one on Friday. Wasn't going to happen again, was it? Rachel Furness, calmness personified, stroked it home. Back-to-back 4-0 wins, back-to-back clean sheets. Northern Ireland with 6 points from 6 to kick off their World Cup qualifying campaign. It doesn't get much better than that for the home side. Brilliant scenes at the end, as well as the players embrace the supporters, given a real hero's reception here at Windsor Park, as it is finished at the National Stadium on a scoreline of Northern Ireland 4, Latvia 0. Thank you very much to Gail. Thank you very much for joining us. Northern Ireland with the perfect start to qualifying.